So.
Really? Hey everyone.
Hello everyone.
Welcome back to another review. This one, the new M. Night Shyamalan, Glass.
M. Night, right? Indian guy. Guy from India.
Dude, Shyamalama Ding Dong, man. Tarantino himself.
Is M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's Unbreakable.
You know, Sixth Sense, everybody knows the movie.
I See Bald People.
Yes. Unbreakable, which is probably my favorite. Signs, which I guess was a mixed bag when it first came out, and now is considered, it's pretty good.
Fucking amazing. One of my favorite movies ever. TBH.
Yeah. And then The Village, right? Which
everyone hates. Okay, I'm stuck now, alright guys? I like the little Shyamalan, Lady in the Water, The Village, and Signs. Like, those three movies to me are amazing, even though they were really poorly received when they first came out. But his career really took a turn for the worst.
Oh, a complete nosedive.
By everyone. No one likes this part of his career.
I don't like Lady in the Water, but even I gotta say, what happened after was just terrible.
You guys all know. I mean, Avatar, The Happening, fucking After Earth.
Him producing Devil.
These are all just... oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know nobody remembers that.
But, I mean, Shyamalan's made an attempt to return with a completely new style. He started with The Visit, which was pretty well received when it first came out.
It was okay. I personally didn't like the film, but Split was pretty great.
Split. And loved the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, and now we're on to the third one in the Unbreakable series, which is Unbreakable, Split, and now Glass, which... Okay, so we're not going to do spoilers for this review because...
There's a lot. I mean, it's an M. Night movie. So.
Yes, and it's not like Split, because Split was pretty light on the cues, twists, and stuff like that. This film takes the complete opposite route. And by the third act, your head is exploding because there's about like 5 billion things happening, and there's 5 billion reveals. And I gotta say, I did not like a single one of those twists that they revealed at the end. And... man, okay, so we start off. So the beginning of the film, I'd say the first act is pretty good, actually. We get Bruce Willis. We kind of get a return to Bruce Willis and kind of see what he's doing. Very interesting, very cool. We get a good look at what James McAvoy is doing in the first act. And then they get into the hospital, all that stuff. I feel like that's when it kind of gets okay. And then the third act, which we won't spoil, but the third act is... a complete mess. It is the definition of a mess. I just don't understand. It was very confusing. None of the choices made sense in relation to the characters' choices or even the story itself. A lot of story elements just hit a wall and crashed completely. Split was a very intelligent thriller. Unbreakable was another one of Shyamalan's first movies where it's also very thought-provoking. And then this film, it just kind of just dies. Nothing works at all in the third act of this film. Nothing. You have any thoughts on it? I mean, without spoilers, of course, but...
I mean, we didn't get this movie, but not in the sense that it was too smart for us and we just couldn't understand it. I mean, there were just things that we just... There were things that were just so questionable that we just couldn't wrap our heads around why this would happen.
Yeah, and keep in mind there are countless plot holes in this film.
There's always a point to Shyamalan's films, and he makes it very obvious what he's trying to get out of you for the movie. There's an obvious sort of moral, there's an obvious sort of theme to every movie he has, and it's very specific. And with Split, it was mostly to be intelligent, well done, entertaining, exciting, and it did that really well. But this movie, I mean, we didn't really understand it because, I mean, we didn't really get the point.
Exactly. That's a great point.
Well, hey, thanks.
No, yeah, this film was pointless. It really just didn't need to exist. And what was the most disappointing part to me was there was such a huge lead up for this film, and what it felt like was Shyamalan wrote this thing in like a couple months. It didn't seem like he was thinking about this since Unbreakable. It seems like he was thinking about this after Split, and he's like, oh shit, I had, I kind of had an Unbreakable moment at the end of Split. I now have to make another one. It kind of seemed like that, and it was just very saddening because Shyamalan, say what you want about him, but you can't deny that this guy brings something unique to the table. I don't know. It seemed like he was kind of returning to form, and this film kind of scared me away, personally. Speaking of Shyamalan's unique style, a lot of the parts in this film, you get the classic Shyamalan zooms, you get the classic Shyamalan kind of weird 360 pans, or just movement in general, the Shyamalan movement, a couple times in this film. But other than those few times, there's really nothing else. Everything else is really basic, uninteresting, bland camera work.
Yeah, it was weird. The cinematographer is the same one for Split, which cinematography in Split was great. It was very stylish and unique and well done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's using the same one for this one, and it feels like a lot of the kind of symmetrical, just profile shots in Split. Those are pretty much the only shots that are retained through this movie. There's a lot of weird POV shots in this one.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
And not just like POV, like I'm walking through a hallway and it shows a camera walking through a hallway. For example, one part,
GoPro.
Yeah, well, there's like GoPro moments where it's like on the
like
forehead.
there's action in the movie. Obviously, you can see it in the trailer, and when that action happens, you kind of see the character struggling, and you see the camera just following them like this, and it's just distracting. It's so distracting, and it's really, I think it's only worked once ever, and I've seen tons of movies with this thing. It's only worked once for me in a movie, and
Hardcore Henry.
I guess, yeah, because that was the whole point of the movie. But
another part where, because Glass is just like going like this the whole movie, like his head is sideways, and there's a shot that lasts like a whole 60 seconds where this camera is just tilted side, and it
bugged us.
It's kind of like it kind of makes you a little headache because you don't want to watch a movie where it's just a little off. And I mean, I don't get the point of that. I mean, why do we need to see the movie through his eyes and through everyone else's eyes? It was just really, I don't know what the point of view shots were all for. They were so abundant, and that's why it's bothered me. And then a lot of other shots were just really mediocre and strange. It was just kind of...
Yeah, and then speaking of irritating, because I know we already talked about the third act, but I just want to go back to it real quick. The third act of this film lasts way too long, and it feels like they're adding a fucking fourth act. This movie just doesn't end. There's like 15 minutes before the movie ends, but like within those 15 minutes, there's like 30 times where the movie could have ended, and it's kind of frustrating. Just wanted to add that. If you watch the film, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Like in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, where the movie, like they finish the battle and the movie blacks out.
Oh,
and it fades back into Frodo and Sam. Yeah. You're like, wait, it's still going? I mean, the movie just... Yeah, there's like 3 endings.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here's where the movie's going to end.
None of the endings are satisfying at all. And none of the plot choices are satisfying at all. Nothing in this movie, you don't come out happy from anything in this film because it's just so... I don't know why. The choices are just so obviously bad. One good thing, though, I know I'm talking so much shit about this film. One good thing in this movie... The performances are all pretty great. I think the therapist was probably like the only weak performance. The character she plays is also pretty bad as well. Throughout the movie, I'm like, okay, she's pretty bad. But dude, at the end of the movie, I hate her. Oh my god.
It's not because she's like evil or immoral or anything. She's just really dumb.
Some of the side characters, like David's son, was also kind of weak. I thought the girl from Split was really great.
Oh, yeah, she's pretty sexy.
She comes back.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Oh, man, dude. She got... Oh, weird. Hey.
And yeah, and then, Sam Jackson, we didn't really talk about him much, even though the movie's called Glass.
I didn't even get that. Why was it called? I mean, it kind of revolved around him, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Sam Jackson was good. He really wasn't given much in terms of like acting moments or anything like that, or just acting in general. He was very silent for the majority of the film. Regardless, what would you give this score?
What would I give this score? What movie would I score this?
Would you give it a Slender Man, or would you give it a Empire Strikes Back?
I have to pick one?
No, I'm kidding. Jeez. What would your rating be?
I guess I kind of be like a strong 4, honestly. I mean, there's more bad than good, unfortunately. And so it was just really disappointing, and especially since we all thought that Shyamalan was going to come back and start making really good, well-done, thought-provoking films, but I think this one just fell flat on its face.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with a 3 out of 10 on this one. Very disappointing, and I really just got furious by the end of the film, and the way the film ends is just really stupid, and it's just frustrating.
And overly long.
So yeah, that's our review for Glass. Shyamalan, we love you, and we want you to make something good.
You know, you're like a filmmaker's filmmaker, man. Come on, you should be making good shit, man.
Yeah.
You're like the Casey Neistat of film, man. You were self-made, bro. You made those 14-year-old films, bro. Where are those? Come on, man.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Watch our other stuff. We just reviewed Broly, the new Dragon Ball Z movie. We just had like a fucking 20-minute discussion about Dragon Ball Z.
And would you be up for doing like a spoiler review of this movie? Because I feel like I kind of want to talk about it a little bit.
Okay, we could do that.
I could do it by myself.
No, we could do that.
I mean, yeah.